All right. Happy birthday, Jackson. Funny story, Jamie. You want to hear it?
I do.
When I was in high school, do you know any Dan Reese's trivia? Do you know what my first car was?
Jeep?
No. This is Drake. Jackson, if you're watching this is Drake and Piers. This is, no, it was a Mustang. It was a Mustang. Yeah, it was a Mustang. So happy birthday, Jackson. I don't remember. See, one of the, what I do. Do you have like important birth dates written down anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. I purposely do not do that. Do you know why? So I remember them.
Smart.
Well, because why? I forgot to flip the hourglass.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is not an hourglass video. This is Happy Birthday, Jackson. So sorry, I got my Rick Sanchez due, and I just wanted to remind everyone that it's Saturday night, and I hope my boys are doing great. And how are you?
Good.
I wasn't actually asking. It was more of like a Long Island, how are you? How are you? You're supposed to say, how are you back? Yeah, we got some technical difficulties, such as Jamie's dishwasher.
Yeah.
Jackson, I am about 1,000 feet away from you for the last 8 months or so, as I've been displaced from the house. And I just wanted to say, Jackson actually is one of the people that made me realize that I had to do something about the way the world was going. And the reason for that is because he was a very smart little boy. This was about 5 years ago. So if Jackson's probably, I don't know, maybe 18, what do you think?
Wow.
He's about 18?
Yeah, probably. Well, 5 years ago he was
13.
17. Maybe he's getting his driver's
17,
license today.
yeah.
Ah,
I think he's actually 17.
yeah. How about
So
that?
he's getting his driver's license. And
Good luck and happy birthday to you.
you know what car he got?
What?
Mustang.
No way.
Yeah. That's why I'm proud of my brother. Because my dad would be proud.
Cool.
I'll tell you why I joke and laugh so much, because we watched what do we watch? Some garbage on YouTube. I had to once a year I have to watch one YouTube video just to see what the fuck is out there. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, what you're watching, 90% of it is created by an algorithm. When you see content of a human being, if you see a human being in the corner, that is extremely dangerous. That is extremely dangerous for human beings and children, or humans that want to develop their brains to function at a later age. What it does is it stops the brain from creating cognitive functionality, and the difference between this channel and every other channel, you see, this is the only channel where you see one human being, unedited, speaking the truth in a timeline that is sequential. So you can easily look at the continuity. Sorry, I have a mustache, so if I get a little emotional.
What happens with the mustache?
I just don't want to get snot on it.
Oh.
And,
You're good. I'm looking out.
Thanks, I appreciate that. So what I was basically saying was, when you look at the content that's out there versus mine, you might look at it and see that it's not exactly as popular as the other content that you see, but the difference is I'm the only real one. You see, when you look at every other person on Instagram or on YouTube or any other platform whatsoever, you're not actually seeing the real human being. The real human being is very different. My channel, The Real Human Being, is very similar, but it's a character that I created off of myself. It's relatively complicated, so I do the best I can to stick to sports analogies. That seems to be good. People like sports.
People like it.
I don't think that Jackson nor Eli are that into sports per se, but I don't know them, but I would love to get to know them. So Jackson, Eli, I'm around the corner, and I would love to split some firewood with you. And Mark, obviously you're invited because you want to know a crazy story. So my dad, this is a true story. It's one of those like it could be confirmed by a lot of people. So my aunt lived on the street called Ferris Drive on a crazy slope in West Orange. And she lived there because of the close proximity to walk to her temple. And she was ingrained in the Jewish community for two reasons. One was because she was really into Judaism, and that's cool. And the other one was because it was good for her business. You see, she was in something called the fringe industry of the medical profession, where it has to do with PET scans and stuff like that. And I think my grandma has recently passed, or is about to pass, so I want to make sure that everything's nice and calm and everyone is happy. Jackson, you see, you're the first child born in America that wasn't directly from Arcadia Reese's. And that's a big deal because my father was the last living male Reese's on Earth until Mark was born, and then after Mark was me, and then eventually Jeremy. But the core Reese's gene pool was down to one. Then when my father and my grandfather was on his deathbed, he said, please name a grandchild after me. That's what that's his only request, believe it or not. So, my father, he didn't have any more children with his wife, my mom, but he ended up having one more child, and he, is it alright if I get this emotional?
Yeah, why not?
Well, because it's
I think
like,
it's healthy to let out your
you think
emotions.
so?
Yeah. Better than keeping them bottled in.
see, my father, it's really, really hard. See, my father was a real man of code and honor. And I was raised by a few men. One of them was Bob Casper, who had a really awesome mustache. And Bob Casper was a really great guy. To the point that my father looked up to him. You see, Bob Casper was a father of two boys as well. And his wife, she suffered some, it was a long time ago when I was a kid, so let's just say that it didn't work out. But Bob had to really bear the cross of raising the kids and dealing with Isabella. And I met Isabella. I haven't met the boys as adults, and it's hard. But essentially, Bob has two children. Do you know what their names are? Lloyd and Jeremy. And my dad, instead of naming Jeremy Meyer, because I gave myself the middle name Meyer when I entered something that is ungodly and horrific, and my father was really proud of me and stuff. So he went to the next best thing, and he really respected Bob. So he named Jeremy Jeremy in honor of Bob. Because you don't name people after living people that are alive in Judaism. So he named him to honor him. Same name as his son. And I don't think we have any Jacksons in the family. And you have a mother too, She hasn't saying all this. You have a beautiful name. I've seen a picture of you a couple of years ago. I think you were very handsome, and I know that you might hear some bullshit about me, but I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but trust me, young man, I'm the real deal. And if you do find yourself with a problem, you know where to reach me, or if wind actually gets to a real problem, it'll come to me very quickly. And I look forward to the day that we can meet on positive terms, because I don't play these stupid fucking he said, she said bullshit games. That's why I have this channel, guys. So that on my nephew's birthday, I don't have to scream, I don't have to yell, I don't have to beg for forgiveness, I don't have to do any of that stuff. I can just calmly send a message of communication out. And whether or not you listen to it is 100% your choice. You want to hear the story?
Yeah.
This doesn't matter anymore. So the story is really simple. My aunt lived on Ferris Drive. Next door, she had a bunch of neighbors. she wasn't a very friendly neighbor, but she also claimed the other neighbors weren't friendly. So it was a very interesting dynamic. At one point, she hired me because she wanted to build a pool, and the neighbors blocked it because it would create, without a retaining wall, a lot of down drain or something like that. So at one point, she hired me at the age of like 11 to create mischievous traps and destroy her backyard, and I did it. I mean, you know,
Oh my
smoke
god.
bombs, the whole 9 yards.
That's really funny.
And she had this neighbor to the left who she's like anti-Semitic, so she
Oh,
was
God.
like only friendly with Jewish people, and it was funny. I don't know, it was the '90s, you know.
That's funny. And where was this?
In West Orange, on
West
Forest
Orange.
Drive.
Okay.
No, I don't remember the number. It was too many memories. And
West Orange, got it.
yeah, but if you look up Forest Drive, you just right before you get to Pleasant Valley Way, make a right. So, or off Eagle Rock. When you one day we were like, we spent a lot of time on like the weekends and holidays. It was a big house. It was like our center point, and that's what I wanted to build for the boys in my home right now. And I did. It was very successful. Just a little bumpy with some miscommunications, but other than that, we're working it out. The like one day we come in and all of a sudden there's like 5 ambulances, and my dad and I are like, what the fuck happened? And they're like, oh, we don't know. And this is like before cell phones, so nobody really knew. So like a couple of days later, and my aunt had like one of those kitchens where everyone hung out, and they were like, oh my god, did you believe what happened? And I listened to a lot of adult conversation. I don't know if you did that as well. Did you?
Yeah, it was much more interesting.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of adult conversation. I wasn't. It was hard for me with kids, especially Jewish kids, and because Jewish kids are always trying to outsmart each other instead of working together. So the core thing is like, it turns out it was a very well-to-do businessman who had a falling out between his brother
Okay.
over a family business, and they did not speak for like 20 years. Then they got together at the age of like, each one of them close to 60,
Okay.
and the day after they reunited, one of the brother had a massive coronary,
Shut up.
and died.
Oh my god.
So I haven't spoken to my brother in 5 years, okay?
Okay.
So it's been about 5 years, okay? So I'm here at any time. He rings the bell, I'll give him a hug, we'll talk. It's no problem, okay? He wants to do a brain scan. We're gonna have to pause on that one for a second. He wants to go talk to someone. Sure, me and him together can go talk to anyone. I'm not going alone, especially not as a form of punishment.
Yeah.
But if my brother wants to go see a therapist with me because we've been traumatized as children on a laundry list of items, which I can't really even get into, he knows what I'm talking about, and he knows I'm not lying about any of the stuff I'm saying, and it's a real shame. But I will tell you, Jackson, that the good part about this whole thing is that you get to meet me as an adult after the magic trick, so you could just meet the real me, the human, not the monster that is described about or spoken about. There is a lot of truth in a lot of the stories, and I say that with a giant grin because I don't know why someone would want to conflict with me, especially given my track record as well as my government work, which includes some of the most such hits as. Seriously, I'm not here to talk about this. I'm here to really wish you a happy birthday. And I am not a human being that lives in regret, so I don't have one of those like aching hearts where I'm not able to see you. You're basically an adult, right? 17, eventually
17,
18.
yeah.
You can reach out to me anytime. You can see who I am. I'm right here on YouTube. I'm an intense guy. Big part of me is genetically connected to you. Not really sure how that matters to you. That to me that matters a lot. That's the whole point of all this, is that a real house of Reese's has to be built by a patriarch, one human being, and that is what I'm doing. If you ever want to get, onto this whole family, like other than Cleveland or people that hate your Uncle Dan, which seems to be the general gist of the family crest right now, and like hating Uncle Dan cannot just like cover an entire shield, coat of arms or armorium, whatever I choose to build when this shindig has started or has ended. I'm not sure which one, how you want to call having a lot of money. But I assure you that will 100% happen. And I highly recommend, please understand that my door is open unconditionally. That means that it doesn't matter if I do or don't make a boatload of money. I will always be, as you coined it, my rich uncle. You see, when you said that to me, it really woke me up because I didn't want to be that to you. I wanted to be Dan, Uncle Dan. And unfortunately, it turned out that when I didn't have as much money as people thought I did, or tell you the truth, I believe I have considerably more than I've led on to. And I think that the definition of being successful and being happy and being powerful in today's society being equated to having a lot of money is just only based on people who you're able to buy. You see, the people that I work with, you can't really buy with money, and that's why they're so valuable. That's the whole point of this whole thing, is that there's a lot of human beings that you could just buy. Just buy them anytime, like Jared Leto. Jared Leto could have made Titanic. He just made Prefontaine. Money, 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 money. It wasn't Jared Leto's decision. Jared Leto works for a company of human beings that surround themselves around him. There are people that have many Jared Letos as clients, such as agents, and then there's also handlers that have one Jared Leto that their job is to handle and make sure that whatever decisions they make doesn't equal River Phoenix. That's it. It's pretty simple, right?
Exactly right.
So, short story long, I believe in freedom. I believe that you should not bear the guilt of the conflict between me and your dad. I believe that you could just come talk to me. I'm never going to say anything bad about your mom or your dad. I barely even remember them. I haven't seen them in 5 years. The memories that I do have were always contentious. Some of them were really positive, especially when your mom wasn't around. Your dad and I are really cool, especially when it's just us. And your dad, you know it, and I know it. So does especially Eli knows it. Dad's two different people. One is when he's around your mom, and one is when he's alone. And he's a pretty cool guy when he's alone. But it is what it is. That's cool, man. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. And did I miss anything else?
No, I think it's really sweet. And be safe on the roads.
Well, you had asked me. Well, be safe on the roads is one of those things people say for their own benefit. Like, if I really wanted Jackson to be safe on the roads, I would, be much more involved in his life and work on his driving skills and things like that.
I think you're as involved as you can be.
Yeah, I'm not invited into children's lives. I don't push up on human beings who aren't interested in communicating with me. People see who I am right here. I don't know any other human being in the country that is able to speak their mind on YouTube and say the truth. I haven't seen anyone. Michael Mikeson once famously quoted in his yearbook, I think, I'm pretty sure, "In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king." In a world of lies, the man who speaks the truth is a very, 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 very unique thing. There's a lot of ramifications to that. I pay a heavy price for this, guys. Like, it doesn't just come like, I don't just wake up like this. No, I'm kidding, I do. I look at Miss Resnick because I'm hoping that she's going to say something to save me before I press the red button, but...
Save you? You don't need saving. This is a great message for Jackson. I think it's really cool. Uncle Dan's...
I was hoping you were going to say, oh, that's why you don't like cards.
Cards?
You see, anyone can go to Hallmark and buy a card.
Oh.
And show me a human being who's able to film a video that just says, "Happy birthday, Jackson," to make his special little boy nephew.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
Drake Pierce, Jackson, Eli, I love you. I gotta go. Bye. Wait a second. I can't end it like that. I started this one, and I'm gonna end it on a positive note. I love everyone. I'm sorry that my love is overwhelming. I am not sorry for being myself. And that's the point of all of this, is that as the world wanted me to change and be someone who I'm not, I couldn't really do that. I'm doing the best I can at being more mindful and understanding that people are scared of the reality of understanding that what I'm saying is the truth. If I were saying a lie, no one would care, nor would anyone pay attention to a single thing that I did. And I would be able to just take over the world, I guess. But I am speaking the truth. And a lot of people who are threatened by a massive change that would make sure that they are exposed for the frauds that they are afraid that there are other people that are starting to listen. And a real movement that will withstand the test of time takes time to build up. And I'm surprised that I even have 100 people that have pressed the button of subscribe publicly. This channel is not a YouTube channel. It is a message. It is nothing more for the people that want it to be. For another group of people, look at it as an art piece. And for the rest of you who are 90 plus IQ and understand that I don't take $1 for what I do, and I've been through hell and back just to make sure that this channel maintains its #1 status 5 years in a row as the one and only channel that is outside of the algorithm, where I'm able to say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because I speak the truth, I do not slander, I do not libel, and I am brave. And being brave is not something you should ever be afraid of. I used to be afraid to speak the truth because I thought that the ramifications would kill me. But it actually has made me a lot stronger than I thought I ever was. Trust me, I never thought that the phrase, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, really was accurate, because the pain that I went through as a child all the way up until right about now is pretty much ungodly. But underneath it all is nothing but love. Because life is about balance. And the more hate and the more negativity that's thrown my way, the more positive I become. Because I'm a human that believes in balance. And I want my children, my nephews, and anyone else that I'm responsible for to grow up in a world where the bullshit is over. Where men like Bob Menendez can't just make a living stealing from people who believe in him. Where lawyers can't just steal. Judges can't just lie. And politicians can't rob. The end has to come. Or you will destroy yourselves in nothing more than maybe 2 generations. Jackson, I assure you, there is no movement. There are no cavalry of good guys coming. There's nothing more than something called the 7 armies, which I've been laughed at for even talking about, so I wouldn't even mention it. It is not something I discuss. In the eyes of the people that want to introduce themselves to me as adults, such as my nephew Jackson, I'm here. I'm at any time. I'm open. If you have any issues, I am available 24/7. Do not think for a second that the issues that I have, and I don't even have the issues. Trust me. If anyone gives me a chance, you would see that the majority of the truth is really, really sad. And unfortunately, it is my ability to take a punch that allows me to very calmly look square into the camera's eyes and say, Jackson, I love you. Don't let adult bullshit get in the way of your happiness. I too was your age. And I assure you, I want to be 43 years old. I really hated being a child because I knew that I wouldn't be taken seriously until about 50 years old, until I've really withstood the test of time. I'm very proud to see you grow up to be the man that you are. Kick some fucking ass. See, like right here, this is the extra fat right here. I just wanted to point it out.
Oh my god.
Wait, do these pants make my ass look fat?
Shut up.
So we were off camera for a second,
Yeah.
and Jamie said something so funny.
Which part?
And
Oh.
most of it, we were only off camera for like a minute. Which part?
We talk about so much.
Jamie.
I tell you
today's
this all the
supposed to be
time. I say a day with you is a lifetime for other people.
Hey, listen, I don't know what to tell you. I've been taken to court and accused of worse or better. I'm not even sure what's going on anymore. Truthfully, it's.
I don't know. Off camera, I said to you that I would feel so lucky if my uncle.
That's what it was.
Wished me a
That's
hello or a happy birthday.
Yeah, seriously,
or
Jackson.
anything.
You can come over. I'll split firewood, drink coffee.
I'd be like, sure.
I promise you, your eyeballs will flip to see that the real me is the nicest human being.
The nicest.
I promise you, that's the whole issue with this whole thing is I'm actually a normal guy.
Right.
That's the whole problem with this whole thing is that everyone in my life is very good looking. The people that are not just don't make it. And that's not a bad thing, Jackson. That's a good thing. You want to be that guy. Like, you know when people say, like, that's him,
Yeah.
right? I'm that guy.
You're him.
I'm
That's
him.
me.
I'm him. Like, I'm him. Jackson, I'm going to tell you the true story, okay? I got a perfect score on my math part of my SATs. But the reading part, as I said, and the reason why I'm proud of this is because I was teased about my reading part because I wanted to hit that 1420, and I think I couldn't get lower than 1440, and I just, whatever, it doesn't matter. I entered 2 national essay contests
Yes.
with 250,000 contestants, and I won both of them. one had 50,000, the other had 200,000.
No big deal.
So if anyone is wondering if I would actually finish the reading comprehension part of it, what I would get, I'm pretty sure I would get an 800, especially if I could be less distracted with no girls in the room, and just hourglasses. And that's what a human being that is working off of a test needs. And I could teach you about things like that. I could teach you also how to juggle. And did you know, Jamie, could you do me a favor? Do we have 3 round objects, like 3 oranges or something like that in the fridge?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a great story of why I juggle. You see, Jackson, the reason why so many people either love me or hate me is this story right here. And this will really define exactly who I am, okay? At Mariel Tanny's bar mitzvah, when I was 13 years old, younger than you, the gift was I believe, maybe, it could have been Rachel Goodman, now that I think about it. Oh, perfect. You see right here? Every person received a plastic container with 3 juggling balls inside of it and a little cardboard piece with instructions of how to juggle. And the real question is, how many people that went to that bar mitzvah know how to juggle? And the answer is 1. Watch this. I can't see anything because of the lights. Because my eyeballs went into the lights and I went blind. But essentially, if I keep my eyes down, trust me, guys. I juggle really well because my eyes are literally blinded right now. So I'm just going by feel. So I have to
You also have
memorize
like
the
a
feel.
chandelier like right there.
Well, that's the challenge, you know? That's the challenge. You know what? Fuck this. Can I juggle? Let's take a look.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, let me tell you
something.
something. There's no one that went to that bar mitzvah that carefully opened up the plastic, read the card, and spent 4 months practicing. That's who I am. That's who I want my boys to be. Who my nephews are not, they're not my children. I would love to have a relationship with them on their terms, not my terms. Whatever they want. I'll do the best I can. I'm a little bit behind on a couple of matters, but in general, I'm ahead of the game. You can't really steal real estate in the United States of America without breaking a crime, so I'm pretty good with that. And so a lot of people don't really understand the concept. If you're ever in need of some assistance with some problems, I'm pretty good at solving problems. I don't know if you heard, if you have a conflict with someone that's hurting your feelings or bullying you, I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Would you say that,
Yeah.
right? Why are you laughing?
You're pretty good at that.
I'm just saying, like, you find yourself with some guy that, say you hooked up with his girlfriend, or I don't know, there's some other misunderstanding or something like that. You got your friends, you got completely useless police department around the corner. Rest assured, bypass all of that, just give your uncle a call. Just come by, I'll give you my number, you can text me anytime. Let me see what else is there. This is why I don't do cards. You see, nothing can replace an original message from your uncle to the world.
I agree.
Why would I ever do a card? Why would I ever neutralize myself or neuter myself? Like, basically, you know the story of Harrison Bergeron?
Are you offended by the?
I offended by how it's the same.
But
There's
what
no
if it's
difference.
a blank card?
Because I love more
And
than
it's just
because I can
writing.
never write how much I love the person. Yeah, I can never put writing love in words. What am I, a fucking poet? What am I supposed to write original sonnets?
Maybe.
This is it.
There you
This
go.
is it. This is my original
This
sonnet.
is your sonnet.
Yeah, what are you crazy? I want to get up to like an hour of content just as a happy birthday gift to my nephew to tell him I love you. I am here for you, just for you and your brother Eli, and they have a special place in my heart. I always will. This is not some act. This is the real Dan. Your dad knows. Show him the video. He'll be like, no, that's your uncle. And you know, it is what it is. And I don't know what else. Like, what else would you want to hear when you're turning 17? maybe no. The reason why I say 18 is because your daughter's in 10th grade. And he's a year older than her. He's only 1 year older than her. So he's definitely 17. He's definitely.
That's what I said. I think he's getting his license.
Well, yeah. So he's 17. What would you have liked to have heard when you were 17 years old from your uncle?
Got your back, girl. Anything you
I got
need.
your back,
I got
Jackson.
your back. No questions asked. If you
No,
ever need
seriously,
me,
no questions asked.
That's
Honestly,
the
I
best
tried.
gift I would have gotten.
But imagine if your uncle was Dan Reese's.
Imagine. That would be fucking cool as shit, man.
Yeah, Jackson, you have no fucking clue. Let's just hope you never find out. Let's hope you live a nice, calm, healthy life like your father has so far. And, you know, the only thing is I'm not really into drinking. That's the one thing where maybe I'm not sure where people are these days on it. I'm just not into it, neither socially nor... It's just...
It's really...
You really...
It's amazing to me how...
Hey, listen, I'm
I understand being like young and all that stuff, but like it's just I think that it's so excessive.
When do you think that if looking back at it, like you've been about Jamie's been like real sober for about 3 months. I don't think you've had a sip of alcohol in about 3 months. Honestly, real talk.
Yeah.
And I don't drink because it tastes disgusting, and I only drink for. Can you pass the Gatorade, please?
Oh, yeah.
I only drink for hydration, so I don't know. It's just one of those things, you know. People like always think that I'm very weird. When I was younger, the joke was, "How do you not drink and you're Russian?" And I often wondered, like, how much do you know about the actual Russian culture that you don't learn from Hollywood, where there's just like bad guys
It's
that are
right,
drinking vodka.
Well, every bad guy in the movie is Russian.
No,
Lately,
it's the other way around. Every Russian in the movie is a bad guy. There's a lot of Dans and ghosts and things like that. But Jackson, look, you know, I'll tell you something. When I was his age, I really had the weight of the world on my shoulders. I'm really glad that he's able to experience.
Yeah, he's probably
chilling,
thinking about college.
I wonder where he's gonna go.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not gonna go to college. That'd be awesome.
Who knows? But like, yeah, that's probably what he's thinking about. I don't know what he's into. So.
You know why I am anti-college, like openly anti-college.
I know you are.
But do you know what like my main I wouldn't like it, let's say I interacted with Jackson and be like, don't go to college. I'd be like, yeah, that's really cool. It's whatever choice a child wants to make. I am not into college where the decision is of the parent.
Right.
Like, you're going to college because
you're going to Wisconsin because we went to Wisconsin. And it's going to happen just like that.
No. It goes even further than that. The whole concept of like being educated because you're the first immigrant. Like Bob Menendez is a great example. He really took to... I am the first person in my family to graduate from college. There's a lot of, like, I think Gar was the first person in his family to graduate from college. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Love Gar.
I love Gar.
Shout out to Gar, the best.
Jackson, there is a whole world of human beings outside of Livingston, New Jersey, and the internet is not the place to find them. They are right here, right in front of you. The internet is, I'm not really sure where you are in the whole spectrum of the amount of time you spend staring at your phone versus talking to people. But I'm into the whole talking thing, and think I'm pretty much leading the movement of
I'm not talking.
on about 24 of the most important subjects in the world, including how dangerous the singularity is and how dangerous the algorithm is. And Jackson, your uncle Dan is the only person on the internet that is just calmly, coherent, well, not calmly always, but coherently speaking the truth about most of the things that are wrong that can be changed. I don't really tackle subjects like cancer in general that cannot be changed, especially without creating ramifications that are just not sustainable throughout our society. But there are certain matters that can easily be resolved, and that's what I'm really into. If you choose to come and hang out with me, we could talk about that subject, we could talk about sports, we could talk about history, we could talk about what I know. What I will not talk about is anything violent or anything outside of the lines. I will not answer any questions about anything related to Project Ghost, nor will I communicate with you about my work as a federal agent. The reason for that is because I need 2 years for you to be in my life and recognize I'm a human being before I tell you the sensational stories of not Baron Munchausen and not Don Quixote, but Daniel M. Reese's, your life and blood. I assure you, I have way too good of a life to ever tell one lie, let alone more than that. I have made mistakes in the past, but I am proud to stand up here and say that happy birthday, Jackson. The boys, on behalf of Drake and Pierce, they love you too. They don't really, I don't know how much you've interacted with them. I hope maybe the separation from me, from them, has maybe brought you guys closer together. I have no idea what's going on, but I assure you, I am, will, and will always be the leader of this family. So when you need my help, I will never say no, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter where I am. I promise you, Jackson Reeses, I will find and I will help. I love you very much. Eli, check out that birthmark. That didn't come from nowhere. I love you too. Drake and Pierce, you are my love, you are my heart. I know that sounds really corny, but if you go to ShopRite and you go to the middle aisle right between the fruit, you'll find exactly why I am the cheesiest dad in town. Wait a second. How does this thing not turn on?